friends and neighbors of the RPV, out of all of the updates we've done so far, I can't think of one that's going to be more important in terms of timing and strategy than this one.
Yeah, and from the money perspective, I want to talk a little bit about how we're seeing a shift from cash buyers into people who are financing now, and that's really important for the upper end market.
All right, friends, one stat, three numbers, and one hot take. So the stat is this, and you can actually click on this. This is in your Altos research. Alpine is actually one of the top 5 highest seller markets in the entire county right now.
Nice.
Alpine's on fire, and that's really cool because normally Alpine's a little sleepy. Like, they more represent the bell curve. Like, stuff starts popping off because it's, you know, very residential. It's got the school system. It's kind of out a little bit, right? So like late spring, summer is normally our big market. Yeah. We're already having all those numbers early in winter. And that's evidenced by 3 said numbers. So by the way, high five to a couple of the agents doing some good work around the ranch. We sold via Viejas Oeste right there, dead nut at list at 1.4. That was the list price, 1.4. We also sold via Asoleado. It was listed at 1.649. And neighbor Tina, good job, did it at 1.635. That's push. Yeah. And then also Greg sold the Corte Plata Espuela, did a fantastic job, my friend. 1.695 listed, ended up cooking it at 1.677. Basically a couple concessions. Gang, that's hot rocks right now. And so the one big hot take is there is nothing for sale in the market in the ranch right now. As a matter of fact, our other Plata Espuela actually popped off. I saw that expired. They could be coming back on. I'm sure they might. But if this is something where you're thinking about doing something, man, with the momentum of these 3 sales fresh out of the gates, that's exactly what you want to do if you want to pump the price on yours, maybe get a little bit more than you even thought you could have in this market.
Yeah. And talking about numbers here, when you're the seller, you want to think about what the buyer's perspective is right now. What we're seeing is this oscillating effect of cash versus borrowing. And there's kind of this in the upper end of the real estate economy. A lot of people think cash buyers primarily, and that's still true to some extent. But what we're seeing now is those cash buyers are starting to use financing. So what? Well, the loan becomes more important.
Yep.
And as rates change, that changes your buyer's perspective on value. So we're starting to see rates trend downward a little bit. This could be meaning more income for you, better prices, and more coming on the market, so you got to be careful with that.
Yeah, and anybody can stroke a check for the cash, and oftentimes the folks using that program actually can.
Right.
But strategically, if you can promote that as part of your package, it actually makes it a little bit more enticing. Maybe generates a buyer or 2 that wouldn't have been there before because they want to take advantage of that leverage point.
RPV, you know the deal. You get the best in town over here on the sales side. They have a seller workshop going on right now. And we also do buyer programs. So if you're in a transition where you're going to be selling and buying, you know who to talk to. We'd be happy to help walk you through it.